good, everybody? It is Thursday, June 15th, 2023. This is your daily sports betting brand of record. We are powered, as always, by the almighty SportsLine, the best value in all sports betting. And it's not close. Now, today is a special day. I can't watch any more packages about UCLA and the Dodgers. I want to see golf, and they are teeing off as we speak. The stars are arriving. Scotty Scheffler just walked onto the range. If you haven't watched the early wedge, there's nothing I can do for you. But we will have some U.S. Open picks on the show right now. Now, one of the mottos we have here at the brand, just win more than we lose. Yesterday, we barely did that, but we'll take it. Can't have a 10-4 day all the time, 10-4-1. And those early edge and 5 crew members getting a little bit cocky. Now, today on CBS Sports HQ, I encourage you to download the CBS Sports app. M Squared will be on at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Then AB and the Counselor. How about a little live betting tonight for your baseball pleasure? I guarantee you they will have it there at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on CBS Sports HQ. So with all that being said, let's bring in the stars of the show. You know them. You love him. Oh, Counselor is here. M Squared is here. Danny Brasco is here. He may have to leave early, but hey, it's your world, Danny. We're just trying to live in it. Are you good? Are you good for right now?
I'm good. We're ready to rock, Coach.
All right, he says I'm ready to rock. Now, by the way, yesterday, Daryl, unfortunately, your bets did not hit yesterday. And I got to say, if I'm being honest, you guys know me. It wasn't close. It really, really wasn't close. All right, let's get into it. By the way, if you're in the chat, take the chat down. Hit that like button for me. Put it right back up. And continue talking. We love it. Absolutely love it. So today, doing a little Chiefs dog of the day. Love Chief. Love the dog of the day. So, of course, M Squared, you're going to start. Here's what we're looking like. Look at that. The Phillies are favorites today. The A's plus 175. What's going on with the A's, by the way? What's going on? And then the Angels. Oh, my new favorite team. Plus 122. Mikey, which dog are we following to the pay window?
Chief told me he wanted to back the Rattlesnakes today, the Diamondbacks. We like the Diamondbacks over Aaron Nola here in this particular matchup. I think that this is just a tough pitching environment overall for Aaron Nola's pitching style. I like the Diamondbacks, the way that they're hitting right now. I like when they're playing at home. I think it's just a more high variance environment overall. Whenever you get that against an ace pitcher that really gets inflated in the betting market a little bit, we are going to back Arizona here at plus 110.
Do you feel like it's the same way? I noticed that last night. Strider for the Braves has just been getting rocked lately, but yet the number is still really, really high. Is it kind of the same situation there?
Yeah, a little bit. This Arizona team has also been really hot, as Chief makes an appearance as well for his segment.
Yes.
Now look at the camera, though, buddy. There you go. But yeah, it's very similar with some of the ace pitchers. Where you want to attack them is in high variance environments, good hitting environments on the road.
By the way, this is not just a baseball segment. Chiefs Dog of the Day is here to stay year round. That's all I'm going to say. It's never going away. I love Chiefs Dog of the Day. I'll be wearing that T-shirt once it's made. All right, Counselor, I'm coming to you, big boy. Where are we going? Which dog do you like?
I'm sorry. I'm just astonished at how responsive Chief was to the camera and to the instruction from Mike McClure. That was pretty cool. You know, when I went into this slate, I was actually looking at the Phillies as a play, but I got to be with Mike to a degree. I'm going to go in a different direction, but I think to your point, Coach, the Aaron Nola name recognition is really what's driving this line against Ryan Nelson. So I think it's certainly a smart play to be on the dog there, but I'm going to go with Ohtani against my Texas Rangers. I just don't think it's justified to have the Angels at plus 122. It's Ohtani versus Eovaldi. Both these teams can hit. Both these teams have been hitting. If anything, I think this should be maybe plus 105, plus 100, but plus 122 is a pretty good price on the road against the Texas Rangers.
And if people have been sleeping on Shohei Ohtani, last night it was a throwaway 2-run home run in the ninth. It actually pushed the total, but he's having an historic year. I mean, this guy is better than he's ever been. We very well may see a $500 million contract. Thought it was crazy. Maybe not. Danny Brasco, talk to me.
Well, my confidence has been bolstered by not only M Squared, but Chief showing up for the D-backs pick because I'm on the Rattlesnakes too here. And like M Squared mentioned, Aaron Nola's pitches play into the Diamondbacks' favor, actually. Big name recognition pitcher like the Counselor mentioned, but D-backs hit fastballs and sinkers pretty well. So with that edge on his style pitches, you look at the line, it's kind of a short line. D-backs are short home dogs with a big name pitcher for the Phillies. I think that's a little bit telling, and the line is already moving in the favor of the Diamondbacks. So I'm going to go with them as well. Give me the Rattlesnakes.
All right, the Diamondbacks. And for those of you that might be new to this brand, it's like your first day ever watching. Jonathan, by the way, welcome live. You said you're kind of the first time you joined us live. If Chief shows up, he loves the pick. It's a weird thing, but it's true. So if Chief shows up, that's all I'm going to say. Tune in tomorrow. All right. Now, I think, gentlemen, we may have found our next fan participant. How would we like to throw in the Angels over tonight, courtesy of Dominic in the chat? How do we feel about that? Feel good about that? Yeah. Oh, Danny doesn't like it. You don't like it?
It's tough. Evaldi's been really good. Ohtani has the ability to strike out 12 guys on any night. Could end up being a duel. But I imagine the total's set lower. I haven't looked at it, but I imagine it's set lower because of the names on the mound.
All right. You moved me off. Sorry, Dominic. You don't get to play today. Sorry. Danny killing dreams everywhere. Killing dreams. We'll find another one. Keep them throwing them out there. By the way, Amax, hashtag MoneyMax. He's in the chat right now. Any baseball questions or anything else, horse racing, throw them in there. He will answer them in real time. Now, as I told you, M Squared, he'll be on CBS Sports HQ, which is all day and all night here.
Get breaking news,
Big news coming out of the NFL today.
highlights, and instant reactions.
The largest final round comeback in Ford championship history. We're down to the final four.
I just want to take time to analyze greatness.
Talk winners and losers with a guy who's already a big winner.
CBS Sports HQ. It's all sports all day long.
We may have a new nickname courtesy of Guzzle Money in the chat. Dream Shatterer Danny. Oh.
It's harsh, man.
Yeah, it's harsh. It's harsh. All right, we're going to try a little something new today. Snake came up with a great idea. Instead of just going to pick the prop, we're going to pick the prop within one player. Oh, the Showtime props today. So here's what the strikeouts look like. Here's what the home run is, plus 340 for him to go yard again. He did it last night late, top of the ninth. And then how about total bases? There you see the numbers. So, M Squared, let's start with you. Which one of these Showtime props do you like?
I lean to the under on strikeouts. If I had to play one, it would probably be the total bases. I think he could get there in the section of the game that comes to the bullpen. I think we can single off of Evaldi, potentially get there on the bullpen in general, not taking the home run personally.
Okay. CID in the chat, he agrees with the over 7.5 Ks. Counselor, do you agree with CID?
Yeah, I'm actually going to go with the total bases over 1.5. I think that's a pretty good number, plus 104. I would have expected that to be minus 110, minus 115. I know Evaldi's been good, but it's Ohtani. So give me plus 104 with the total bases.
Wow, CID. Not even a mention from the counselor. I would.
Sorry, buddy.
Oh, it is what it is. Danny Brasco, talk to me.
Man, I actually lean towards the over on strikeouts. Maybe it's plus money and could be a trap here, but he's had 6 in the past 2 games. And like I said, has the ability to K, 12 on any given night. And the Rangers are back half in the league in strikeouts per game. They strike out nearly 9 times per game. So Shohei's got it going, doesn't walk too many guys, keep the pitch count low enough. You could fan 8 guys.
So a little bit of different information. I hope that you've got your paper and pencil. You're taking down this information because I certainly am. All right, let's throw another one out there. Mikey, you're our no runs in the first inning guy. Angels Rangers at minus 125. Would we like that to add to the show? Courtesy of, I lost it in the chat, but it's in there.
It's a fun bet, not one that I typically make. I'm typically only betting yes run first innings if I'm betting them. Quickly why that is. It is the only time in the game where you're guaranteed to have these 6 best hitters at the plate in the same inning. Typically what we look for here. So I personally do not bet no's. In this spot, I would bet yes, actually. Yeah, but I know it's a fun bet. It's very similar to when we bet the under in the first quarter of college football, things like that. It's a really fun bet to play. However, I typically play yes, not no.
Hashtag educate and entertain. Many of you, and it's not a criticism, but we do this for a living. You look at that and go, oh, that's fun. Mikey looks at it and says, best 6 hitters in the same inning. Hashtag levels to this game. I say it all the time. Now, we're about to get to our board, and it is fire today. And I told you, we would have round 1 at U.S. Open picks for the afternoon. I will have those as soon as we pay all of these very, very expensive talent. We may have found ours. White Sox, Dodgers over 5, first 5. First 5, Sia, your thoughts?
Ooh, okay. So we don't have, let me take a quick look at the pitching matchup. I am going to say, I actually like that because Dylan Cease hasn't been great and Michael Grove isn't great. So I think that is fitting. The White Sox, they're hitting it a little bit better. We know the Dodgers can get all over Dylan Cease. So I like that. I'd lean that way.
All right. So that is official, courtesy of the counselor. Matt, you have an official play on the show. If you hit this, then you get to make another play tomorrow. That's how it works. You can only play if you watch live. Tell your friends. Matt, you are official capper on the early edge. Now, so is Danny Brasco. So, Danny, I know that you like to schedule things around the show. You like to show up when you can. So I'm going to let you go first just in case somebody comes a-knocking on that door, big boy. What do you got for us today?
You guys know how those scheduled 9 to 5, anytime from 9 to 5 maintenance checks go, but nonetheless, I'm here with you guys, and let's fire away on some UFC for this Saturday. Main event, Marvin Vettori taking on Jared Cannonier. Give me the Italian dream, Marvin Vettori, to get it done. 10-year age gap between the two fighters, and he just pushes a great pace. He's got one of the best chins in the middleweight division. There must be granite in there, and I think he'll out-volume Cannonier on the feet. He can secure takedowns to win minutes on the ground, and I just feel like he has a higher ceiling at this point in his career as a 29-year-old versus Cannonier, a 39-year-old, very skilled, very powerful. But if Vettori gets cracked, I have confidence he'll be able to eat a shot, keep it going, and end up winning a decision. So give me Marvin Vettori in the main event. I like another fighter on this card that you got to circle. He is all action. This guy, Manuel Torres, I'm betting to win inside the distance, KO, TKO, or sub. He's just going to put a pace on this guy, Nicholas Mota, who he's fighting, and come with violent attacks. I mean, fighting is always a violent sport. Manuel Torres takes that to the next level. He finishes a lot of the time these fights in the first round, and he'll just pour it on. The only times he's lost is by knee bar or by heel hook. He's not getting knocked out. And Mota, the 4 losses he has, all inside the distance. So I think Torres will put it on him and get this win before we see the judges. And finally, close it out with a 2-leg parlay. Give me Ronnie Lawrence and Arman Sarukian to win inside the distance. Combine those two for some plus money action. Ronnie Lawrence is fighting a guy named Dan Argueta, and they're very similar stylistically, both very high-level wrestlers. But Lawrence, I feel, has the edge on the feet and will just have a speed and kickboxing advantage. So if the wrestling neutralizes each other, then give me Lawrence to get it done on the feet while it's standing. And combine that with Arman Sarukian inside the distance. Look, this prop is juiced even to win, inside the distance. Sarukian is not on the level of his competitor, Joaquim Silva, in this one. This is really just a highlight reel material fight. After this, Sarukian should march back towards his lightweight title shot. He's going to dispose of this guy. So combine those two for a nice 2-legger. There's some UFC picks for this Saturday.
Many of you know that I normally don't endorse parlays unless it's in MMA. MMA parlays are the way to go. By the way, can you do me a favor, Danny Brasco? UFC is on Saturday, but there is MMA on Friday, and your boy might be a part of the broadcast, and we like to call the little organization the PFL. And last week, of the 12 fights, I believe 10 of them went under the total rounds. It was crazy how they cashed. Would you mind submitting one pick on Friday for the PFL? Could you do that for us?
Let me get back to you, and I can fire it in the chat, or I'll give it out towards the end of the show because I really want to lock in. I haven't done enough.
We don't need it until tomorrow. I'm saying tomorrow.
100%. Let me lock in, do some PFL homework because there were some really good fights last Friday. I definitely want to handicap some of those.
All right, so we will have it on SportsLine, on Twitter. Turn on your notifications. Sometime tomorrow, we'll have a PFL pick, social media exclusive. Thank you, Danny, very much. Now, Mikey, because of Danny's scheduling quirks, he ruined your intro today because you can't do it when you're number 2. So I'm going to have you wait until the maestro spot to make up for the disrespect. I apologize. So, counselor, you're up next, big boy. What do we got today? Perhaps a first 5? Huh?
Yes, we've got a first five. And I'll tell you, I know there were some people asking about a 3-ball or a matchup for golf. I have a lean. I'll give it out at the end of this pick. I'm definitely going to have a 3-ball tomorrow. I want a little bit more information as to how this first round goes, which, by the way, is just underway. But I'm going first five. Now, yesterday, you recall, I went the Blue Jays against the Orioles, which is interesting because I've been kind of fading the Blue Jays and I've been on the Orioles this entire season. But we're going back to the well today. We're going with the Orioles and Tyler Wells. We're going to take the Orioles first five money line minus 114. That number's over at FanDuel. Home against the Blue Jays, it's Kikuchi versus Tyler Wells. And really, this is more of a fade against Kikuchi than anything against the Orioles lineup specifically. Kikuchi's been okay. Last time he played the Orioles, which is around 3 weeks ago, he wasn't very good. A lot of lefties are probably going to give Kikuchi issues in the Baltimore lineup, and the hard hit percentage is pretty high against Kikuchi. So I think we're going to see him regress a little bit relative to his last few games. Wells, on the other hand, has been maybe the best Orioles pitcher as of late. He's going pretty deep into games. His strikeouts are up. Now, granted, his level of competition, the bats he's been facing, they haven't been great. So there might be some regression for him, especially against this Toronto Blue Jays lineup. But at the end of the day, this is a fade of Kikuchi. This is maybe like a 4-2, 3-2 score at the end of five. The Orioles are going to be prevailing. So take the Orioles first five money line minus 114.
Oh, at home with that number. I love it. And Mikey, this is the first game of the day, which is your two favorite words in all of sports betting, which would be what, sir?
Day baseball and major golf. I like major golf too.
All right, day baseball or major golf. Yes, counselor, go.
No, just real quick, speaking of golf, thank you for reminding me. My lean, this is not an official play because I really think at LACC we need to see how the first round plays out. But my lean is Mito Pereira minus 110 in a 3-ball, which, by the way, doesn't go off for another 5.5 hours. Mito over Emiliano Grillo and Mateo Fernandez. Fernandez is not a part of this 3-ball in the sense that he is not going to prevail over either of these two guys. Grillo, on the other hand, is a pretty good golfer. Mito is way better in my opinion. But again, because Grillo is such a good ball striker, I'm a little tentative to make it an official play. So to me, this would be almost like a half unit type lean play. But Mito over Grillo and Mateo Fernandez is my 3-ball lean for round one at the U.S. Open.
And if you are new to golf betting, what SIA means is you put 3 guys in, it brings the number down, and you really try to find a matchup where the third guy has no shot. He just told you, Fernandez. Now, he could go out and win. We know that. But this is the great way to bring the number down on a player that you like. By the way, Mikey, did you know that yesterday, Amax, who, by the way, is in the chat live right now, he did not know your 2 favorite words in all of sports betting? Were you watching live?
I saw that. Yes, I did.
How disappointing. How disrespectful.
It's unbelievable.
It really is. It really is. I almost had to handle business after the show, but I tempered my excitement because I was diving into my own handicapping. And I was looking at round one today. DraftKings, I found 2 plays I absolutely love. Now, I know what the counselor just said. I know he said that we got to wait for the first round to play out, but I've got a gut feeling today with these 2. We're going to go Brooks Koepka because I saw a pre-round or pre-tournament press conference where he says, I want to win 10 majors. Well, if he's going to win 10 majors, he's got to get started this week, and he's got to get started today. Minus 115 over Patrick Cantlay, who just hasn't been Patrick Cantlay as of late. Then our other one, the defending, or as a person I used to work with used to say, the reigning, defending heavyweight or U.S. Open champion of the world, Matthew Fitzpatrick, over Dustin Johnson today. That number, I can't even remember that number, but it's like minus 120. We'll see it on the recap screen. So we're going Brooks Koepka over Cantlay, and we're going to go Matthew Fitzpatrick over Dustin Johnson, which brings us to our resident genius. His name is M Squared, Mike McClure, and he is everywhere, and he is on our team, not yours. Mikey, Maestro Spot, floor is yours.
All right, Coach. We've got good news and bad news. Good news, if you are a SportsLine member, you got this play last night at 8.5. The bad news, it's 9 and minus 120 now. Very likely to close at 9.5. A completely different play at this point. So if you are not on SportsLine, get there, subscribe, turn on the notification. You'll get the push notification. I played this last night about 9 p.m. It's the over 8.5 runs in Colorado and Atlanta. Really great hitting environment tonight in Atlanta here. Kyle Freeland on the mound for the Rockies. This Braves team, the best team in Major League Baseball against left-handed pitching. A pretty ridiculous 382 team weighted on base average, and the isolated power numbers easily the top in Major League Baseball here. When I look at Kyle Freeland, though, he throws a sinking fastball. He's been incredibly lucky so far this year. When you look at the actual data, it's right around league average, 319, but the expected number on that pitch is up to 404. It's going to get hit. Now you've got an environment where he's used to throwing it a little bit differently when he's at sea level. However, the air density is still very low today. He's still not going to have the control over that particular pitch, in my opinion. I think we're going to see plenty of runs there. If you missed it, the one thing that hasn't quite moved yet is the first 5 number. The first 5 number is at 5. That will not map to a 9.5 when it happens. It'll likely move to 5.5 later. Very different needing 5 or 6 in the first 5. So I would lean there if you somehow miss this or can't get to it. And then really quickly, there are 3 good weather spots today, or weather spots we need to know about. It's obviously this one here, big boost. Detroit, Minnesota. Unusually warm in Minnesota today, 85 degrees. This game plays like a late July, early August game in Minnesota. We're talking 25 to 30% boosts in home run and run scoring in general. And then at Wrigley Field, wind blowing in, temperatures back down in the 50s, minus 30% home run hitting and run scoring in that one.
Daniel says in the chat, and it's something that I respect so much about how Mikey does his business. He says he would not play anything that isn't a good number. No teas with heavy juice. Mikey won't play it if it moves 5 or 10 cents because he plays the long game, because we do this every single day, and 5 cents matters. A half a run matters. Use a promo code TROPHY, and I'm going to give you 30 days for $1. You can get all my cappers right here. You can get all the information. You can get all the simulations. Then after that, oh, we're really going to gouge you. $10 a month. It's Starbucks one day. That's it. That's it. But you can get all of this information. Counselor, please.
Well, real quick, and I'm going to make this super quick. Kyle Connors had a question in the chat about live betting the U.S. Open in terms of outrights. So 2 really quick things. One is tomorrow morning on BPE Friday, we are going to have maybe a couple of live bets because the round 2 is not going to start until right about the time that our show starts on the early edge at 10 in the morning. But one thing to consider with respect to day 1, if you like guys like Brooks, Cantlay, Fitzpatrick, Rory, Cam Smith, Spieth, they all go in the afternoon. So if some of the morning guys really pop and really hit a low score, you're going to see some of those shorter shots, some of those guys like Brooks and Cantlay and the guys I mentioned, their odds are going to get extended. They're going to get longer because a couple of guys really popped, a couple of superstars really popped in the morning. So you can monitor that even before those guys go off in the afternoon. It's possible that their numbers are going to get long. So if you're looking to take a short shot, you might get an opportunity at a longer number after the morning wave.
Live betting is not for the faint of heart, and you really have to know what you are doing. My guys do. They're the best. Follow them on social media. Learn how to do it. Don't just fire those. Oh, they're down 5. Let's bet it. No, there's a method to said madness. And by the way, AB, Counselor, tonight at 8 o'clock, it's all about live betting on SportsLine at 8 p.m. Eastern on CBS Sports HQ. Gentlemen, great job as always. Grab your paper. Grab your pencil. Here is the recap courtesy of the Snake on the 1s and the 2s. First 5 see ya appearing today on the show. One day only. Orioles first 5 money line minus 114. M squared. Now, if you're a SportsLine member, you had this last night. It pays. Now, every single one of our picks are on the site, if they're able to be, an hour before the show minimum. We are thinking about you, and we're only going to make your experience better. Plenty more things coming down the pike. 2 plays today, round 1s, not tournament, round 1 picks. Brooks Koepka over Patrick Cantlay and Matthew Fitzpatrick over Dustin Johnson. Then Danny Brasco, UFC on Saturday. Marvin Vittori, the Manuel Torres by KO, TKO, or sub minus 115. Then throw a little parlay together, plus 107. Ronnie Lawrence, Arman Sakurin, I always butcher his name, by KO, TKO, or sub. Real quick, what was our fan play today? Was it White Sox, Dodgers, first 5 over 5? Was that it, Snake? I can't remember real. Yes, It was. Yes, first 5 over. All right. Mm-hmm. So, Matt, I think it was Matt, correct? That's why I need Snake. It's going to be Matt, White Sox, Dodgers, first 5 over 5, I believe, or 5.5. We'll get that on social media. All right, don't forget, we have a second show every single weekday. Early Edge and 5 at 4 p.m. Eastern time. Amazing Grace and that whole crew over there. They're doing an amazing job. Frick and Frack doing work every day. They're just cashing tickets. I encourage you to watch that show live. So with all that being said, there's only one thing left to do, and I believe you all know. God, I love the U.S. Open. What that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire crew, Lobo, Counselor, M Squared, Danny Brasco. And the snake always behind the scenes on the ones and the twos. Good luck to Matt today. I am simply the coach trying to keep this train on said track. We grind for you so we can win with you. It's what we're all about right here at the Early Edge. Good luck.